Hey guys, Sir Hobbyist here, and to pay respect to the nearing Halloween, I decided to play homage to the monsters in my country that hide in plain sight. For this episode, we will be talking about the giant monster with a smoking habit, the Kapre. The word Kapre derives from the Arabic word kafir and the Spanish term cafre. These words mean the non-believer. This word is typically used to identify the dark-skinned Moors and was used to describe the indigenous peoples in the Philippines. The word became a slur to the dark-skinned Filipinos, especially to the Itas who lived in the mountains during the Spanish occupation of the Philippines. The Kapre is described as a giant dark-skinned creature. It may be called the Kapre because of its dark skin. Witnesses have described the Kapre as looking like a normal person, but it has a more menacing demeanor as it stands at 7 to 10 feet tall, with its thick beard and a hairy body. It is usually observed being perched on tall trees and smoking a huge tobacco, and in some cases, a ganja. Usually it would perch up to giant trees like mango trees, acacias, bamboos, or baletes. Although generally docile, its glowing red, devilish eyes would make anyone run for their lives. Observers also mention that the capre reeks of goat, and it is typically found in northern Luzon, and witnesses say that it drapes itself with a loincloth, or in Tagalog, a bahag. Like human beings, capres are actually omnivores. However, they are nocturnals. Although no accounts of it eating human flesh, it would serve one wise not to approach one haphazardly. In some cases, the capre also wears a belt, which witnesses believe it uses to make itself invisible. In some cases, this belt holds a quail egg sized stone that serves a magical purpose that we will be describing later on. Unlike the manananggal or the aswang, witnesses say that the capre is quite docile compared to the two. The evilest thing that it usually does is that it would pull pranks on people entering its territory. It would usually do so by making trespassers lose their orientation in the Capre's territory. They are believed to be once responsible when a person becomes confused, even when they are in their own home. So the next time you walk in your room and you forgot why you went there in the first place, it may be the Capre pulling a prank on you. On the other hand, Capres are known to offer its friendship, especially to a woman it would be infatuated by. The Capre would follow this woman and would offer its protection to her. If a Capre falls in love to a person, then that person would have the ability to see the Capre. In some occasions, the Capre would offer its beloved or a person who is very close to it the quail egg sized stone. Now, this stone is not anything to be dismissed. This stone is said to be able to grant the holder a wish. This is only given to a human if the Capre is very much in love with that woman or if the Capre trusts that person completely. Although described to be docile, the Capre will become murderous and vengeful if the tree it is inhabiting is cut down. The person who cuts its tree down would suffer extreme bad luck, loss of profit, missing items, sickness, curses, and in some cases, death. There are very minimal sightings of the Capre. Part of it is because it is usually invisible, and the only ways that people know that a Capre is nearby is by a faint smell of tobacco, a deep laugh, a small glint of light from a cigar, or a hard rattling of tree, even with no signs of wind. So what do you do when you are lost inside the Capre's territory? There are multiple ways to make yourself unlost in its turf, one of which is simply praying and saying respectful things to the Kapre and begging it to stop pulling pranks on you. Another way is to simply retrace your steps. Usually the center of the territory of the Kapre is the largest tree in the forest, so you have to retrace your steps, focusing on getting away from the largest tree. Lastly, people have said that wearing your shirt inside out is also effective. The explanation is that the Kapre finds this hilarious, and once it gets its fill of laughter, it will let you go. However, those preventions would only be used when a Kapre pulls a prank on you. But how will you prevent a Kapre from coming for you when you cut down its tree? Sadly, you may be out of luck because there is only a chance that a witch doctor or an albulario can barter with it in your stead, or you will be given a memento to ward it off, which is very rare, and you would just hope that the Kapre would be repelled by these measures. So if you decide to venture in the Philippine forest and you smell a hint of tobacco and see a dim red blaze high up in the trees, it would be wise to trust your instincts and go back, for you are now in the territory of the Kapre. Thank you so much for watching. I intend to make a video series concerning this topic, so if you're interested for more, make sure that you comment down below. Tell me what mythical creature you want me to cover next. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be updated with the next Philippine monster video. This has been Sir Hobbyist, and be careful in wandering in the forest.